Hello everyone, how are you? This is Kay. This is the 5th of March 2023 on Sunday. So today, as weekly topic, I will cover the markets in terms of Forex and index and commodities and also Bitcoin and the news for my weekly analysis. So I hope you're having a great day today. And thank you very much for coming back to my YouTube channel. So now let's start the live stream since I have many talks for today. Alright, so okay, now I see some comments. Mario, Ashish, thank you very much for joining. And Christopher, also good to see you. And also thank you for your comments on my second channel too. Thank you very much. Master of Rajesh, good to see you. And Vipin, TikTok, Kevin, Tony Gold, good to see you. Alright, thank you very much for joining. And how can I call? RSEIGLA, thank you very much for joining as well. And Minchit and Win, W4, good to see you. And Unlook, good to see you too. Alright, Sinaro and Mario, and everyone, great to see you. Thank you very much for joining as usual. And to those who are watching archive, again, thank you very much too. So, just one quick question, quick comment is that the GTS in April 2023 is closing soon as there is only one seat available. So if you are interested, let me know by email. Then I can give more details. This is the 3 months training course of my strategy. It happens April until June, 3 months. So yeah, today I will cover the monthly time frame because the new month has just started and the monthly time frame closed in February. So we will review the monthly time frame, and also let's do it on the weekly time frame too. So I will split the window into 2 time frames. On the left, I put the monthly. On the right, I put the weekly time frame. So every weekend, I check the weekly time frame, and every month end, I check the monthly time frame and see how the market's moving. Because in theory, the market goes along with the higher time frame direction, and the market follows usually towards the higher time frame directions. So let's say if monthly or weekly are trending right now, then most likely this week we see trends on that pair. So today let me focus on these 2 time frames and see what's happening in the markets. So first, the Euro USD. Euro USD is this is bearish on the monthly because the price has been resisted by the Kijun Sen, the green one, the Kijun Sen. And last month February was bearish, and this month I think it goes down this way. And Kumo has been bearish. Kijun Sen angle itself is going down, and the Chikou span below candles too. So this week, I think it goes, this month, in March, this pair Euro USD looks to be bearish. However, on the weekly time frame, this is still in the Kumo. So since this is down on the monthly, I think the target on the weekly time frame is on the Kijun Sen, which is, which is on 1.0280. So my view is bearish on the Euro USD. Okay, so next is the Euro AUD. Euro AUD monthly is range because the price is in between Kijun Sen and the Kumo, and Kumo itself has been flat and Chikou span is touching. So no direction on the monthly. So we can't tell which way it goes on the month of March. And also for the next couple of months, we can't really tell which way it's going. However, on the weekly time frame, this is not bullish. Weekly shows the Kumo is bullish after that twist, and the Kijun Sen is angled up right now, and Chikou span above candles. So the best scenario to take buy is when the market breaks the neckline 1.5982 of this W bottom here. So my view is bullish. I continue to look for the buying opportunity on the Euro AUD. In the breakout of the resistance may happen sometime this week, in the week of the 5th or next week. So I will watch out on Euro AUD. So let me put purple as the potential break happens on the neckline. So that's the Euro AUD. So like this, I cover first the Forex pairs on my watch list from Euro USD all the way down to the Swiss franc JPY. So next is the Euro JPY. Euro JPY shows bullish on the monthly and bullish on the weekly, simply because the price is above the Tenkan Sen on both time frames. So monthly is bullish, and I said the weekly is bullish because of the Kumo bullishness. However, I think I take it back because if I look at closely, then I can see Chikou span touching first, and then Tenkan Sen, Kijun Sen are dead crossing. So when they're dead cross, when Tenkan Sen below Kijun Sen, even if the price is above the Kijun Sen, this might be fake and the market may reverse in the short term. So I would say that my view is but rather bearish in the short term on the Euro JPY, but in the long term this is bullish. So the best scenario is to wait for the break of the swing high, which is 148.38. But even before the break happens, if I see some uptrends, then I look for the buying edge sometime this week. So Euro JPY, I monitor this one too, but because it's uptrend in the very short term. So next is the Euro Pound. Euro Pound has been flat in both time frames. It's clear that at a glance, you see Kumo flat, Kijun Sen flat, Chikou span touching. And in weekly chart, Kumo itself has been flat also, and Kijun Sen is up. However, Tenkan Sen is below Kijun Sen, and the Chikou span is almost touching. So this is range, and this is way too spiky, no direction. So I will continue to stay away from the Euro Pound. And next is the Euro CAD. Euro CAD in the monthly is in the range because the price again is in between Kijun Sen and Kumo. So at a glance this is range. However, on the weekly is bullish now. Kijun Sen angle is up, Kumo itself is bullish, and Chikou span above candles. So the best scenario for this one is to wait for the breakout of the resistance on the weekly, which is 1.4651, and look for a buying opportunity. That's also the monthly resistance breakout too. So I think once it breaks there, 1.4651, I think that will be a significant break and we may see a new uptrend. So I will closely monitor Euro CAD also. And next is the Euro Swiss franc. Euro Swiss franc has been range. The price is now in between Kijun Sen Kumo, in between Tenkan Sen Kijun Sen on the monthly. So technically monthly is still bearish, but weekly is now into Kumo and into range. So this week I am not too sure which way it's going. I think we just have to wait for the break towards either direction. If the market breaks the resistance in the Kumo, then that will be a buying chance. The market may go up to the next resistance, which is 1.051415. So if it breaks bullish, then we can expect the potential profit of 400 or 9 pips or so. And once the market breaks, once the market goes down, then I think goes down to the Kijun Sen on the weekly, which is 0.9750. And once the market breaks Kijun Sen and the previous support, then I think goes down to the swing low, which is 0.9405. And we have the potential pips of from here, from potential pips of almost like 530 pips or so. So I would wait for the breakout towards either direction for now, either resistance or the weekly Kijun Sen, but it may not happen this week. Sometimes in March, the scenario may happen, so let's continue to monitor in that perspective. But for now, I think I will just keep this pair as a low priority. So next is USD-JPY. Sorry, today I have been talking about a lot of pairs, lots of markets, so sometimes I make some mistakes. So sorry about the confusion. But here is the USD-JPY. The monthly is bullish, Kumo is bullish, Kijun Sen angle is up now, and Chikou span above the candles. So now on the monthly basis, this is bullish. There was a Kijun Sen support in January, and so far it has been bullish. February was bullish, and March is still forming doji, but I think USD-JPY will be bullish from the technical perspective. Also fundamentally, USD-JPY I think it's bullish too. So I will continue to look for the buying edge. And this week, the market I think reaches to 139.53, which is the weekly Kijun Sen. And this is potential pips of 350 pips or so. So that's the potential bullishness, and I continue to look for the buying opportunity on the USD-JPY. So I mark this one too. Okay, next is the USD-CAD. USD-CAD monthly broke the Kumo, and there was a Tenkan Kijun Gold Cross Chikou span break, and then the Kumo breakout, so this may be a new uptrend. However, the price has been a bit too choppy. On the weekly, it's showing this is called P wave. The highs are lower and lows higher, P wave. So simply we have to wait for the break towards either direction now. I think it breaks bullish because of the Kumo breakout on the monthly chart. So if the market breaks it, and also this the previous resistance break, I think that will be a new uptrend. So yeah, I would either wait for the break of 1.3704, or if I see some bullishness on the daily or the lower time frames, I follow and expect the break of the weekly resistance. So USD-CAD, I still wait for the P wave breakout bullish on this way. Okay, next is the USD Swiss franc. USD Swiss franc seems to be range on both time frames. First, monthly is now within the Kumo. Chikou span is still very close. Kumo flat, so no trend. And weekly also shows no trend. Kumo flat, Kijun Sen flat. So looks like it's now retracing, but it may go down anytime soon. So most likely I will stay away from this one. USD Swiss franc. Okay, so far I have covered the Euro and the USD based pairs. So now let me move on to the Pound based pairs. But once again, thank you very much for joining today. I hope you're having a great weekend, and hopefully we take some nice pips this week. We will see. So let me move on to the Pound based pairs. So Pound USD. Monthly is range because of the flat Kumo, flat Kijun Sen, and weekly is also range. Weekly is about to go into Kumo, so the best scenario is to wait for the resistance break again on the weekly time frame. Because so far we already have the Tenkan Sen, Kijun Sen, Gold Cross, and the Chikou span break on the weekly, So if the market breaks Kumo in the month of March and breaks that resistance and goes up, is my expectation. So in the long term, I wait for the resistance break 1.2448. But in a short term, in a very short term, within this week, if I see the bullishness in the market, I will be in a trade. I mean, if I see some uptrend on the daily or the 4-hour time frames, then I will look for an opportunity to buy. So Pound USD is bullish. So next one is the Pound JPY. Pound JPY monthly is a beautiful uptrend, as Kumo Senko Span A is bullish and Kijun Sen is now bullish, and the market has been supported by the Kijun Sen multiple times and the Chikou Span above candles. And weekly is now range, but since monthly is bullish, I think this week or the month of March will be bullish also. So yeah, I will continue to wait for the better setup to buy. Right now, so far, the market has been too choppy, so I think I will continue to stay away until I see more stable uptrend in the lower time frames. But again, in my long-term view is bullish, based on the monthly Ichimoku. Okay, next is the Pound CAD. Pound CAD on the monthly is now range because the price is in between Kumo Kijun Sen, and the weekly is also, this is a bit more downtrend. The market has been resisted by a descending trend line, and looks like it's going down in the short term. So the market may retrace to the weekly Kijun Sen, which is 1.5444. So this is to me bearish. If I see downtrend, I look for selling opportunity. Okay, next is the Pound AUD. Pound AUD is flat in both time frames. Monthly chart shows the price is very spiky and range, Chikou Span touching, so no trend. And in terms of the weekly time frame, the price is about to break the Kumo and it may turn bullish. So there was a gold cross of Tenkan Kijun Sen and the Chikou Span breakout. So if the market breaks Kumo this week or sometime in March, I think it goes up. I mean, that will be a bullish market. So it's safe to wait for the break of the resistance 1.8263, or if I see some bullishness, I would enter trade on the lower time frames. So Pound AUD to me is bullish on the weekly time frame. Okay, next is the Pound Swiss franc. Pound Swiss franc has been bearish on the monthly and range on the weekly. So starting from the monthly chart, the price is below Kijun Sen and Chikou Span below candles. Kumo itself is bearish. Senko Span A is going down, so it's bearish. And the weekly is range. However, this is forming the P wave. Again, the P wave is where you see the lows are higher and highs lower. And since the monthly is bearish, I expect the market breaks the weekly bearish downtrend. So far, for the last couple of days, it has been bullish. It's forming a bullish candlestick. But yeah, let's see. This week or next week might be bearish. So let's wait for the breakout of the P wave bearish and look for an opportunity. So that's the Pound Swiss franc. Okay, so now let me move on to AUD based pairs. So first, AUD USD. This one is range at a glance. Weeklies, monthly is flat completely, and weekly is also flat. In the very short term, the weekly chart shows bearish, and it looks like it's going down to the Kijun Sen, but Chikou Span is touching, so no trends. No trends and no trace. Okay, next is the AUD-CAD. This one is also flat in both time frames. Both monthly and weekly are flat, so I continue to stay away. And AUD/JPY is bullish on the monthly and range on the weekly. So just like the other JPY pair, AUD/JPY also was supported by the Kijun Sen on the monthly, and looks like this is bullish. And so if it's bullish on the monthly, then weekly should break the Kumo again, and we may see a new uptrend. So yeah, to me, AUD/JPY is bullish in the long term. And then AUD Swiss franc has been range on both time frames. First, the monthly broke the Kumo, so this is bearish. But for the last couple of months, since last October, the market has been choppy and range. So in this case, the Kumo breakout may not be significant. So the market may continue to range. Is my guess. And weekly chart shows this one is also range. We do have Kijun Sen down, Tenkan Sen is up. So this is where the fight between the midterm, Kijun Sen, the midterm sellers, and short-term buyers are fighting against each other here. So that's why you have Kijun Sen down, Tenkan Sen up. And whenever you see this, usually the market becomes very choppy, spiky, no direction. So I think we have to stay away. And plus Kumo is now flat, so no trace. And next is the CAD/JPY. CAD/JPY on the monthly is bullish because again, just like the other JPY pairs, the market was supported by the Kijun Sen on the monthly, and this is bullish. Chikou span above candles, and Kumo is now bullish. And in terms of the weekly, this is now still range because it's within the Kumo. However, looks like the market is now retracing to the weekly Kijun Sen, which is 102.59. So I am buy biased on the CAD/JPY, and the target is on the Kijun Sen, which is up 270 some pips of the potential pips. So if I see uptrend in the lower time frames, like the daily or 4 hour, I follow it and take my trades. So that's the scenario for the CAD/JPY. And CAD Swiss franc, this pair has been range on the monthly and downtrend on the weekly chart. So first, the monthly, the price is below Kumo Kijun Sen, and Chikou span still touching, so this is range, and Kumo is still bullish. So we have to wait for the Kumo to be twisted bearish, which happens in a couple of months, I guess, and then finally we may still to see downtrend. And in terms of the weekly, the price is below Kijun Sen, Chikou span below candles, Kumo is bearish, so this is bearish. Sellers are still dominant over buyers, but yeah, I have no idea in how many weeks the market continue to range. So for now, I simply stay away. So lastly, the Swiss franc JPY. This pair is bullish on the monthly and range on the weekly chart. The price is above the Tenkan Sen, and looks like the monthly chart has been supported by the Tenkan Sen. So this is bullish in a very strong uptrend momentum. And the weekly is range because there's a Tenkan Kijun dead cross, and the market has been too choppy, lots of wicks up and down. So most likely I wait for the breakout of the most recent high, which is 146.31, and then I think most likely I will see uptrend in the lower time frames like the daily of 4, and then I look for opportunity then. But for now, this is range, so we never know for how many days or weeks the market continue to range. But overall, looks to be bullish still. So this is my analysis on these forex pairs on my watch list. So now let me move on to gold. So commodity gold XAUUSD. So gold has been really choppy these days. I was looking for the selling edge and target to the weekly Kijun Sen before, which was 1787.50, but last week became bullish. So this may be the pushback because this is the previous resistance level too from the week of the 8th of August last year. So last week became the support. So from here, it may be bullish. The price may break the Kumo on the weekly and goes up. So in the short term, this is bullish. But in the long term, this is range. Because the monthly chart shows the market is too choppy, just ups and downs, and Kumo flat, Kijun Sen flat, Chikou span touching. So this is range. So we never know which way it goes in the long term, in the monthly or the yearly basis. But in the weekly chart, we see a bullishness. So if I see uptrend, so now I switch my mindset from bearish to bullish now. If I see some bullishness in the lower time frames, I take and follow uptrend. So that's gold XAUUSD. And next is WTI. The crude oil WTI has been range on the monthly and bearish on the weekly chart. So first, monthly chart is now in between Kijun Sen and Kumo. So this is range at a glance. So we can't tell which way it goes in the long term. But in the short term, based on the weekly time frame, now Kumo is bearish. After it twisted, this is the bearish Kumo, and this is very thick. And thickness of the Kumo is important in its momentum. So when I see the thick Kumo like this, I can see the potential break of the support on the weekly basis. And now Kijun Sen is pointing down, Chikou span is below candles. So last week was bullish, it broke the doji in bullish, but in the long term, to me, this is still bearish. So if you're buying US oil, just be careful because this is downtrend. Okay, so that's WTI. So now let me move on to index. First, let me cover Nikkei and US index. So first, Nikkei 225 Japan index. Monthly is range, weekly is range. So no trend at the moment. So again, monthly Kumo flat, Kijun Sen flat, Chikou span touching. And this is way too choppy. No direction at all since ever since the first, ever since February last year. For 1 year, the market has been range. Weekly also shows range because the Kumo is flat and very thin. And yeah, the Kijun Sen, Tenkan Sen flat and Chikou span touching. So no trend at the moment. So I think I will just come back next week again on the Nikkei. And here is Dow Jones. I think some of you are trading or even thinking to trade Dow Jones. And in terms of the monthly time frame, this is range because of the dead cross of the Tenkan Kijun Sen. So I think most likely the month of March will be range, and weekly also now shows range because of the Kumo twisted bullish, but no trend. And Kijun Sen flat, Chikou span is really close. So the scenario in the short term, however, is bearish because the Kijun Sen flat. And whenever you see Kijun Sen flat, this is the mean or the average price of the market. And whenever Kijun Sen becomes flat, that's when the market starts to retrace. So I think as long as Kijun Sen flat on the weekly chart, to me, this is bearish. So next one is Nasdaq. Nasdaq is also flat on the monthly, and weekly is still range in terms of Ichimoku because there was a Kumo flat, Kijun Sen Tenkan-sen gold cross but below Kumo and Chikou span touching. However, in terms of the price action, I see double bottom neckline breakout. And last week was bullish. So the market may be bullish this week or the month of March, and then maybe into Kumo on the weekly. So I think the best scenario to buy is to wait for the break of the next resistances, which is 12,884.7. But then in a swing trade, then it's more safer to wait for the next resistance, 13,741.4 breakout. Then we should see the Kumo break as well as the resistance break, Chikou span above candles, and I think that will be a new uptrend. So yeah, and that will be also the monthly Kijun Sen retrace. Monthly Kijun Sen is 13,618.4, which is very close to the weekly resistance over here. So yeah, in the short term, I think this is bullish now. So that's Nasdaq. And lastly, S&P 500. S&P 500 is also, this is now turning bullish on the weekly, but monthly is range. So we have no clue which way it's going in the monthly, but on the weekly chart, I think it breaks the Kumo in a couple of weeks or months, and then the market I think maybe turn bullish because I see a new N wave on this chart. So I think the market goes up in this scenario, so it's bullish. So I think in terms of Dow Jones, I said that this is bearish because of the Kijun Sen flatness, so it may continue to range, but Nasdaq and S&P from the wave analysis perspective, these are bullish now. Okay, so next one is the Euro Stocks. Euro Stocks is now bullish. It's about to break the monthly resistance, which is 4423.3, and weekly is now showing bullish, about to break that resistance. Kumo's up, Kijun Sen's up, Chikou span above candles. So this week it may reach 4423.3, which is I think the all-time high for the history. So yeah, Euro Stocks is now bullish. And FTSE 100 is also bullish. Both on the monthly and the weekly are bullish, because both time frames show price above Tenkan Kijun Kumo and the Chikou span above candles. So no doubt this is bullish. And CAC France is also bullish. However, the price is now near the monthly resistance, 73.74. And the weekly is bullish, but this is moving up on I wave, and plus Kijun Sen still within the Kumo. So that means this week or the month of March may retrace. It may retrace. However, if it breaks, if the weekly close is above 73.74.28, then I think new uptrend may form. So let's see if it happens or not this week. So far, this is bullish still. It's bullish. And next is German 40. This one is now still flat on the monthly because the price is above the Kijun Sen Tenkan Sen, but the Tenkan Sen below Kijun Sen dead crossing. So this is still range in Ichimoku. So that means once the market reaches the resistance, it may retrace. With that in mind, if you look at the weekly chart, this one is bullish after the Kumo breakout. However, the market may reverse on the monthly chart, so in the short term, it may retrace. So watch out on the retracement on DAX index. Next one is the Nifty chart. So Nifty chart still shows bullishness on the monthly chart because of the thick Kumo, and Kijun Sen angle is bullish, And Tenkan-sen angle is also bullish, and the Chikou span above candles. And however, on the weekly chart is now becoming range. In the short term, it has been retracing. So this is downtrend on the lower time frames, like the daily. But on the weekly chart, this is still range. Chikou span touching. And since monthly is up, I think the market goes up this way in the long term. The price may be supported by the monthly Kijun-sen and goes up. So that's a nifty chart. So for me, this is still bullish in the long term. And next is AU200. So Australia 200 has been flat in both monthly and the weekly. Yeah, as you can see, the price retraced. No trends on both time frames, and the market is a bit choppy on the monthly chart. So even if the market reaches to 75.50, which is the weekly resistance level, it may retrace. Yeah, so for me, this is the range. And lastly, Hang-Seng Index. Hang-Seng is monthly range and weekly is range. No trends on both time frames. However, if the price breaks the weekly Kumo, then I think it goes up to the monthly Kijun-Sen 2022 947. So yeah, that's the scenario. So for me, if the market breaks Kumo, that will be bullish. Otherwise, I think it goes back to the weekly Kijun-Sen 18,666.58. Okay, so that's the index analysis for the monthly perspective and the weekly perspective. And then let me cover Bitcoin also. So here is the BTC USD. And so monthly broke the Kumo in the month of March. So sellers became dominant in the long term now, and buyers also became weaker because of the monthly Kumo breakout and also the Chikou span break. So monthly is now becoming bearish, and weekly is now range. Kumo flat, Kijun-Sen flat. Chikou span is very close, so no direction. But however, in a very short term, looks like this is now retracing. So it may retrace to the weekly Kijun-Sen, which is 20,387.74, or even the previous resistance and support level, which is 21,506.80. If the price will be supported, then the price may go up, but then there is a very thick Kumo above. And usually when there's a thick Kumo, the price tends to be resisted and goes down, or it takes a very long time for the market to break through the Kumo. And until the market breaks through the Kumo, it becomes really choppy and spiky. So you have to have very good risk management to go through the Kumo and still make profits. Or simply have the very wide stop loss and keep holding the trade. However, if the price breaks the weekly Kijun-Sen 20,387.74, then for sure you have to exit, because then the market may reverse back this way because of the monthly bearishness now. So yeah, that's the Bitcoin analysis. Okay, so I have covered lots of pairs, lots of markets today as usual. So now let's review the news for this week. So hold on, since this is the first week of the month, we have lots of big news. So it's always nice to review every time when the new week starts. So Monday, the March 6th, we already have one of the big news, which is the retail sales in Euro. And Tuesday the 7th of March, there will be a news interest rate decision in Australia, and also a Fed Chair Powell speech in the US. Wednesday the March 8th, we have a Governor Law speech in Australia, and retail sales in Germany, and GDP report in Euro, and ADP employment change in the US, and also Fed Chair Powell speech in the US, and then rate statement in Canada. So Wednesday we have lots of big news. And Thursday the 9th, we have a GDP in Japan. And then Friday the 10th, we have a monetary policy meeting and the rate decision in Japan. And also harmonized CPI in Germany. And then, of course, non-farm payrolls in the US. And then Michigan sentiment report in the US and unemployment rate in Canada. So like this, every week, every first week of the month, we have lots of big news, which may affect Forex in many ways. So right before the news, you have to stay away and come back afterwards is my recommendation. Okay, so that covered the whole topics for today. So again, I have covered already all these pairs from Euro USD all the way down to the Swiss franc JPY on my watch list. And then I covered commodity gold and WTI, and also index Nikkei down to Hansen, including the US indices, and also Bitcoin. So in case if you miss one of these analysis, please review the archive. Okay, but then let me quickly check some comments before I finish the live today. So let's see. Alright, I see lots of comments also today as usual. Thank you very much for joining, everyone. Great to see you. Okay, let's see. Okay, I see one question from Sad. He says, hello Sensei, if feasible, please demonstrate how to use Fibonacci tool. Is it useful in daily and the lower time frames? Yes, in my opinion, Fibonacci retracement can be used on any time frames. Let's say, take an example on the Bitcoin. Let me take the weekly chart in this case, or even the monthly chart. The way I use the Fibonacci level is to focus on the N waves. So I focus on the most recent N wave, which is this one. I mean the potential N wave, which is this one over here. So like this pattern is called V wave in Ichimoku. V, like the letter V. So this is called the V wave. And whenever I see the V wave, that's when I use the Fibonacci levels. So I take the high here and low here and see if this level is one of the Fibonacci levels. So since the market broke the Kumo and Kumo twist bearish, and Chikou span break happens already bearish after Tenkan Kijun dead cross, I think this is now bearish. And if this is one of the Fibonacci levels, then the new N wave may happen. So I take the high here and low here like this. And this level happens to be very close to 23.6%. So as long as price is below that level, I think we will see a new reverse N wave. So that's how I use the Fibonacci levels. So I don't use the Fibonacci all the way from top to here. I never do. Because in the monthly time frame, we have reverse N wave in the middle. And we can expect, I mean, it may retrace to either one of these levels, but this is not the monthly analysis. This is the weekly wave. This is the yearly wave. Again, in the monthly, we have the pushback reverse in the wave. So I would choose to use the Fibonacci from top here and bottom here. Again, like this way. And see if the most recent pullback is one of the Fibonacci levels. This is how I use Fibonacci in any time frames. So Fibonacci levels can be used on any time frames because basically the markets are fractal and the waves are also fractal. So you can use any time frames. Let's say on this uptrend, in the past like this, when I see the market like this, then I take the Fibonacci from the beginning of uptrend, which happened over here, and top of the market up here. Hold on, let me squeeze. So beginning of the new uptrend was here in I wave, and then now we have the retracement. And I want to see if we have a new uptrend, I mean new N wave or not. So far, this market is V wave, still called V wave, or technically in Ichimoku, this is called S wave. Here, this is called S wave, but not the N wave yet. N wave has to break the resistance to become N wave. But this is not N wave, but this is called S wave technically. However, the retracement has been V wave. So from here, it may break the resistance and goes up, which becomes a new bullish wave, or it may become, it may break the support and may become a bearish wave, which we never know because Kumo flat, Kijun Sen flat, so we never know which way it goes. But on this one, we know that the market went up, so I take the Fibonacci from low here to high here, and this level happens to be the 50% of the Fibonacci. There are some overshoot on the wicks, but overall has been supported by the 50% as well as the Kijun Sen in this example. So to me, this is bearish. So if this is a trade, then I take a buy. And if the market breaks the 50% level, then I would exit. Because I see the 50% bounce as one of my confirmations and expect the market forms a bullish wave. Like this. So this is another example how I use the Fibonacci bounce. So again, I don't use the Fibonacci levels from the second or third previous lows to high, but I take the most recent low and most recent high to see if this level is trustable bounce. I mean that trustable bounce that the market won't retrace. And if it retraces, this will be my exit timing. In this reason, I use Fibonacci in this way. I hope it makes sense for everyone. Okay, yeah, but mainly I use Ichimoku in higher time frames, but sometimes I use Fibonacci also in higher time frames too. Not to take trades, but to get overall understanding on the markets. Okay, thank you very much for joining everyone, great to see you. BRAJ, sorry, the spreadsheet on the journal, trading journal, is only for the GTS members and KTS Academy members, because that spreadsheet I use is for training on my teachings. Okay, thank you very much for joining everyone, good to see you. So again, I have analyzed already from top Euro USD all the way down to the Swiss franc JPY. So if you have missed one of these analyses, please review the archive. Okay? Yeah, you're welcome. Sad, you're welcome. And tracking, you're welcome too. Okay, so I'm sorry I have some other questions, but I have to leave. So I will end the live for now. But again, thank you very much for joining. And yeah, good luck on your trades. Again, we have lots of big news this week. So just be careful on the news. So to those who are public joining, I will see you on the next time, sometime next week. And to those who are Ichimoku members, to those who are KTS Academy members and also the GTS members, I will be doing the further analysis more deeply on each currency pairs based on the daily and the lower time frames after this in about 10 minutes. So I will see you there soon. The links are on the Discord, so please feel free to join and further discuss the markets. So again, thank you very much and have a great weekend, and see you all next week. So until I see you next time, please healthy, stay safe, and stay gold. Bye for now. またね. Thank you very much.